Back everyone, welcome back. Whew. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that lovely Brutal OSC as we have returned with our fourth match of the night. Or I guess technically our fifth match. We have our PvP and we are jumping on in and spawning in the top left hand corner of Neon Violet Square. We have the red Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player representing Hazard Esports. It is PPower. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 2, not a best of 3, so there are 3 options with your predictions. You can predict 2 zeros or a tied 1-1 scoreline. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, Shameless is going to be the favorite player. That is true, but PPower, he has been doing well for himself off stream, or I should say off this stream. He has been casted by Mindo VK. We have not had the luxury of casting PPower yet, but we're ready. We're here for it. I'm here for some of that power. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. As we do embrace Neon Violet Square's game 1 is going to be a double gate opener here out of Shameless. Likewise, we should be seeing a 2 gate opener as well. There we go, 2 gate opener by PPower as well. Standard openers all around. I will say that it is more viable to go for a more economic gate cyber expand opener here on Neon Violet Square, but neither player does take the bait and neither player does attempt the more economic start. We have standard openers instead. No one is cutting any corners. No corners, Papi, no corners. Here we go. Well, now we're going to be settling in. We're juiced up. The juice box has been thrown down, has been placed, powering that pylon. And both players are scouting for each other's second pylon. So far, second pylon's in the main for Shameless, second pylon's in the main for PPower as well. There's no proxy pylon, there's no fake proxy either. So far, so good. Both players are keeping up with each other. And looks like both players are going to be expanding as well. So far, everything's looking normal. Despite this being a PvP, there's no crazy early tech, there's no proxy, there's no shenanigans yet. It is going to be Stalker Sentry opener out of PPower. Likewise, Stalker Sentry here by Shameless as well. Never mind. Shameless, he does go Sentry expand. Greedy builds. A bit of a... He does cut some corners here. He does cancel the Stalker. Meanwhile, PPower back at home did not. But alas, we're still settling in nonetheless. Expansions all around. As PPower does delay his 3rd and 4th units in favor of a faster attack, is going to be a Twilight Council here for PPower. Meanwhile, we do have Shameless opening up triple Sentry. So he's going to have plenty of scouting, plenty of hallucinations. This is how the meta has evolved in PvP over the past couple of years, but Sentry-based openers, they've always been relatively trendy, but nowadays even more so. Especially, it was 2 patches ago that the Sentry got buffed. The Sentry is no longer has the light tag, so it is safer against oracles. Likewise, sentries, they do bonus damage to shield-based units as well, so now they're just safer overall, even defensively, as they can do more damage than they used to. They're no longer tickle, now they pack quite a punch, in PvP at least. So it is much more common to open up with additional sentries to scout across the map to confirm what's going on. Checking the vision here of Shameless. Shameless, he does get eyes on the Twilight Council. So Shameless, he knows about Blink. He knows about Blink, he knows about the potential for something like a DT-based opener as well, and Shameless, he cuts corners, he rushes straight into the pocket base, straight into the 3rd. Very greedy build here. Shameless, he went for the Nexus before the tech, before the Robo, before a 3rd gateway, before anything else. So very greedy build here by Shameless, and PPower is unaware. PPower is moving out with the hallucination, and even if he sees this, what can he do outside of taking his own later 3rd base? Because it's a pocket base, I mean, there's not really much there's not much pressure you can apply, especially this early on. Not unless you're already working towards aggression. Hallucination dives in, Hallucination scouts. And confirms. Now PPower knows he is behind economically, and how does he respond? With the 3rd or with extra gateways? Pressure is on the Protoss. He responds with a 3rd. Okay. Again, this makes sense. Like, it's too late to respond aggressively. Like, it's too late to, like, turn this into a 2-base all-in and try to break Shameless. Like, that's not going to happen, especially on Neon Violet Square. I should also have introduced this fact as well. Neon Violet Square is the largest map in the map pool, the longest rush distance. So, again, all-ins, they struggle quite a bit on this map. So Power instead takes a later third. So Power is going to be behind in the economy. Prism into the main. Shameless, he doesn't flinch. He maintains his position. Stalkers, they threaten the natural, but alas, Shameless is ready for them. He will force them back. So nicely done here by Shameless. And doesn't fall for the hallucination. Likewise, back at home, we're working towards charge, forge, +1. Shameless also cutting corners. He went for the forge and +1 before the gateway explosion. So much earlier upgrades as well. Basically, Shameless has been cutting almost every corner, and he is getting away with all of it. He's getting away with all of it, and this means that Shameless, he's going to snowball out of control in the mid-game. The reality here, he will snowball out of control. That mid-game is going to be insane for Shameless. And we'll see how Power can bounce back. Now, it is possible. It is difficult, I will say, in a mirror matchup, especially given this kind of scenario, to recover. But there are always opportunities to go for a backstab, to go for a Warp Prism into the main, to go for a Stalker counterattack, to go for some DT run-bys. There's potential to get some economic damage to try to recover. Try to force his opponent back home. As here comes the move out. Now, Power does have the better economy. He does have a better saturation, I should say. But Shameless, he will have a +1 timing. You can see here, +1 is about to finish, and +1 is still on the way for Power. Oh, the blink, though, comes in from behind. He wants the Archon. He wants it. Up, up. Oh, my God, and barely does not get the Archon. Archon does survive. Oh, and the Chargers, they're hunting these Stalkers down. Power's trying to get the hell out of here. He's being chased back. Prism has arrived. We're bringing more Archons. We're bringing more Zealots. Again, Shameless he skipped Blink in favor of this timing, in favor of a charged out Archon timing attack. Essentially an all-in, because there's nothing really behind this. There's no +2. There's no further tech. There's no extra gases. There's no 4th base. I was setting up for a 4th. But regardless, Shameless is committed, and we'll see if Power can hold. The Archons are ready. Very important. The Archons are crucial here in the defense. Likewise, it's taking a little bit too long. Power, he catches up in the upgrades. Shield batteries are ready as well. Shameless might have a supply lead, but Power has the defender's advantage. So it's not as clear cuts. The Immortals, though, they do add quite a bit of complexity to this army. Zelce busts into the mineral line. Archons as well. Decent concave. Shameless, he's diving in, gets into the mineral line, getting himself with those Archons. He's trying to, at least. He's trying to bust them through. We'll eviscerate that economy, though. 15 probes going to be going down. The base is low, but alas, Shameless, he does not break his opponent. He does not overwhelm. Or will he? You have to make sure Warpins. And the Warpins just in time. More Zealots on the way. And Shameless, it looks like he's breaking through. Yeah, the Immortals, they break through the Archons. Those 3 Immortals, they did so much here in the back line for Shameless. And he's done it. He's broken the back of Power. GG gets called, and Shameless will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Shameless does take a lead. And again, Shameless, he just cut all the corners at the start of the game, and he was building up towards that 1 big 3-base all-in, or 2.5 base all-in, with +1, with charge, with Archons as well. He had no 4th base, he had no +2, he had no extra gases. It was all or nothing for Shameless. And because he got away with all that greed, because he got away with cutting all those corners, that's why he hit as hard as he did at that 3rd base. And Power just could not keep up, not after those small incremental, the incremental advantages that Shameless had. GG. GG, well played. With that, Shameless takes a lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Let's go. We are getting ready for that second game. Likewise, I believe the other matchups are also they're also taking place. They're also wrapping up. Nikic versus Arch, I believe they also wrapped up game 1, and now they're getting into game 2 at the same time. So we're going to be able to round up round 4 all at the same time, and then get into the final round after this. Soon embrace that final round. And again, I do want to cast some Strange while I can. While I can. That'll be in round 5. But here, we're still in our series. It's still a best of 2, and we'll see if Power can tie this up and bring us to a tied series. I almost said force the ace match, but there is no ace match. But here we go, spawning into the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have the red Protoss player leading the series 1-0. And we'll see if he can take the 2-0 here to secure himself at the top of the group. For Little Fairy, it is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player representing Hazard Esports down in the series. But again, he has the opportunity here to fight back and to tie things up and to make it out of this group. It is Power. He has the power. Let's go. As we are settling in, gases are being taken. We should be seeing 2 gate openers from both players. And welcome one and all to ley lines. Once again, we are getting juiced up. The juice has been thrown down. And we should be seeing Shameless opening up 2 gates, Power as well. Ley lines is a much smaller map compared to Neon Violet Square. So, much smaller map. It means that we could be aggressive. Speaking of being aggressive here. Hello, Monsieur Probe. What's going on? Power, he does sneak a probe out on the map, and I believe this should be for a fake proxy pylon. You can see back at home there's only 1 pylon. Shameless confirms. He's like, hold up. Where's your pylon? What's going on? It should be here. It is not. It is elsewhere. And again, it's a fake proxy pylon. Basically, this is designed to try to force an overreaction and ideally force out an earlier unit, force a second probe from Shameless to scout across the map to try to find the proxy. We'll see if Shameless does take the bait. For now, Shameless, he checks the natural. It is not uncommon to hide the pylon further back in the main or in the natural instead. So Shameless is double checking. Double checking to see if it is at a closer location. Meanwhile, Double Stalker. Yep, Double Stalker open out of Shameless. Double Stalker out of Power as well. Aggressive starts from both players. You see Shameless still scatting towards the south. Not towards the north. And the probe is denied from Power. Stargate open out of Shameless. Okay, it's going to be a Stargate opener with this. Even though Shameless is going to have a later expansion, he will have Oracles. He will have access to Oracles instead. Meanwhile, Power, I believe he goes Double Stalker into a 3rd and 4th Stalker. Okay, he does continue Stalker production. This does mean that Power is going to have a Stalker lead. Shameless, he did delay his own Stalkers. He is getting into his 3rd and 4th Stalker as well, though. Slightly later, but still on the way. There's the expansion with Power. Power is expanding. Shameless is still looking, still searching.
I am here in the shadows.
Doesn't quite confirm. Likewise, Shameless has no sentry, so he can't hallucinate its scouts. Shameless is in the dark. Is going to be opening up Oracle, though, to get across the map, to scout, to confirm. Likewise, going to be pushing as well. So does Power. Who shoots first? Oh. Shameless. He moves out with the first Stalker, runs into the army, has to back off. Power, he rotates towards the right-hand side. Power, he does have a slight lead here, and he looks like he gets another volley. Yeah, he gets another volley off. Shameless, he's stuck at 1 base. Stalker goes down, massive pickoff. Power, he's getting further ahead, and Shameless, he's forced into 1 base all in. 1 base all in out of he thinks he's being all in. He doesn't know. Throws down the stasis before moving out. Shameless is going for the robo, and he's going to be, even though he's setting up defensively here, he's going to be forced into his own all in. Shield battery's on the way as well. Yeah, he believes that Power is all in. He's not. And Shameless will soon confirm. Yeah, now he knows. He sees the expansion. Shameless, he's down heavily in economy. Shameless forced to expand. A very late expansion here out of Shameless. And the pressure is on. Pressure is now on Shameless to move out. And we'll see what he can get done. The Oracle gets no damage. Oh, I got the flanking Stalker. Comes in, gets a shot off. Gets 2, gets 3. Oh my god. 3 shots go off. 1 HP. The 1 HP Oracle. Oh my god. If that shot happened 1 second sooner, if there wasn't that one extra shield, then that Oracle would have gone down. It's crazy. Shameless, he does survive. Does keep it alive. So here, Shameless is falling back home. Eventually, now he's going to be able to take his expansion. Power does have the greater economy. He's been mining more for longer. Higher probe count as well. And here comes the move outs. The 1-2 punch. After faking Shameless out, he's now going to be moving out. Does find the adepts. They're going to be focused down one after the other. And now Power can push. Can push Shameless back at home. He's in trouble. Shield battery's on the way. Shield battery. Robo Immortal production. He has 1 Immortal so far. The Stasis Trap has a lot of potential. True. The Stasis. Oh. Does Power bait it out? Does he notice? He does. Wow, he does. Yeah, he sees a shimmer. Baits out the Stasis Trap. Power pushing in. He's trying to go for the kill here. At the same time, Oracle in towards the natural. Power getting distracted. Puts down the force field. Probes are kept alive. There's the NG overcharge. And Power's pushing in. Does catch the Immortal. The Immortal is going to go down. Massive pickup. Did I speak too soon? Oh my god, it's Immortal. The Immortal survives. No shot. The Immortal barely survives. The Immortal goes down for Power. Sorry, the Stalker. He barely did save the Immortal in the Prism. Takes down the Observer. But now there's 3 Immortal Shameless he holds. He does hold. Shameless he defends. Power force back home. Force to expand. Takes down the Oracle. Taking a 3rd base. And Shameless he's back in this. Whew, okay. He's back in this game. Now, there is going to be a window here where Power has Blink over Shameless. Shameless is just now finishing up his Twilight Council. So there is a window here. Meanwhile, Shameless, he will have a faster +1. As +1 is going to finish up. So there's a bit of a give and take. But last Shameless, he was up against the wall. Did survive. And now he's not looking too bad. I mean, his 3rd is delayed, which isn't helping, but only by a couple of seconds. Behind this Power dipping into the main. Does slip in with 2 adepts. Headed for the main mineral line. Does get in. Probe's going to be going down. Likewise, adepts in towards the natural as well. Not bad. Power getting 3 workers. Threatening a shade. That takes down another. 4 probe kills, not bad. 4 workers going down. Shading is something he commits. Oh, that I'm not so sure about. As he commits to the shade, we'll lose both adepts. Shameless holds. And Shameless won't be moving out anytime soon. I imagine Shameless is going to be defensive until he finishes Blink and +2. Like, +2 is going to be a big timing for him. It's going to be a big kind of window of opportunity. So he has to wait for that upgrade. Power, meanwhile, he's still being assertive, still being aggressive. Power does have the army supply lead. He has Blink over his opponent. And here we go, Power. He can try to break Shameless. He can try. Power is pushing in, going for the dive. He wants the Immortal. Ooh, doesn't quite get it. Gets 1 volley off. Likewise, adepts say shade into the main. Probes are going down. Not bad. Nice target firing. Gets 4, gets 5. Gets up to 6. 6 probes do fall. Shading. Oh my, he's not stopping. He's not stopping. Getting up to 8, getting up to 9. This is getting out of hand. Those 2 adepts. Those 2 adepts at the MVP is getting 11, getting 12, getting 13. No shot. Can he get 13? Not quite. Not quite 13, but 12 worker kills. Still an insane amount of damage. Power takes a massive economic advantage. Power. He's doing it. He does respect the army. +2 did complete for Shameless, so Power, he has to respect it. He has to back off. Does respect the upgrades. Pushing it once again. Do you have the dive? Prism goes down. Shameless, not bad. He's going for the Immortal. Yeah, the Immortal does fall as well. No more Immortals here for Power. Down to just Stalkers. Blink is good, but Shameless, he has Blink himself as well. He has the better upgrades. He has +2 over the +0 of Power. +1 just now finishing up, but it's too late. It's too late to impact the fight. Shameless is going to keep pushing. Power, he does catch reinforcements. The Prism. Oh, Prism survives. Oh, I spoke too soon. Power coming in from behind. Catches a couple of reinforcements, and we're going for the base trade. We're going for the full-on base trade. Power hits the natural. Shameless hits the third. Base trade is upon us. Looking at Unistab. Shameless is up in Stalkers. He's up in Immortals. But Power has Zealots. He has all his charge loss. Trying to get the hell out of here. He pulls away. One Zealot going to be going down. Likewise, Power busting into the main. And yeah, he's just coming to the base trade. It's all or nothing. Zealots, they should strike the third. And does Shameless recall? Kills the natural. He wants to. Does he recall? No, he's pushing into the main. He's going to keep it. He commits. He commits, Pappy. Shameless, he escapes with a couple of workers. Meanwhile, Power does get a ninja base. Likewise, pulls away with probes as well. So both players escape with workers, but as I say that, Shameless is being chased down. Shameless, he's being... Oh no! The probes! The probes, they get caught out. Massive pickoffs. Every single worker going to be going down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, the probes do fall. Shameless. Does he have any workers left? Okay, he does. No, he does not. That was the last probe. It's Shameless who will lose all his workers. Likewise, making one probe in the main. And Power, he does have a ninja base. He has workers left over. And Shameless, he should not be able to escape with that probe. And Power, he can just go for the elimination. Go for it. He can go for the elimination. Right now, he's racing back home. He doesn't need to. There's the recall. Ah, there's the recall. Shameless, he makes it back. Power catching out half the army. Not bad. He needs to blink, though. Okay, blinks in. Catches a Stalker. Coming in for the surround. And he's catching the army. Yeah, massive catch here. Oh my god, so many Stalkers going down. Shameless, he's down in army supply. He's down in economy. Power, he has a base mining. And he has production. Somewhat. It's all depowered, but he can repower. He can get everything back up and running eventually. Sending a probe back home to do so. Shameless poking in. It's going to be forced back. Shameless, he has one probe mining. Let's go. Moving out with his drop. He's trying to hunt for the ninja base. He found it. He did find the ninja base. He's aware. He's going to be rotating. Power, he misses the army. He misses the drop. Shameless, he doesn't risk it. Or he does. He's risking it. There we go. Pylon's repowering everything. Drop comes in. Power out of position. He's racing back home. And can he snipe that prism? Shameless has to be so careful here. Probes are falling. There's a dive. Prism is forced back. It should be pinned. But again, Power should be aware that he is ahead. Likewise, Shameless, his main army is that much weaker now without those Immortals. Power, he can fight this. He can fight this head on, 100%. 100%. Shameless is going to be able to snipe some probes. We'll bleed out some Stalkers in the process. 2 Stalkers go down. At the same time, Prism's coming in. And Power, not quite in position. Losing more workers, more probes. Oh, he blinks. Oh my god. Immortal takes a lot of hits. Shameless trying to pull him apart. Gets a Stalker. Nice control. Gets a Stalker. This one Observer giving Shameless all the information he needs. But we do have, I believe, an Observer on the way. I assume the Robo is going to be repowered. Did assume. Shameless resaturating. He can soon start to warp in again. The economies are neck and neck. 8 probes against 10. Oh, the dive! Stalkers, they dive in. And the prism is so low. He blinks again, takes out the prism, takes out the immortal. Massive pick off. Shameless is in trouble. He's going for a counterattack, going for the production. He will be able to recall. Power, there's nothing keeping him back home. He has to make a choice. Base trade. I like this choice, actually. I think this is the power play for Power. Once again, Shameless, he depowers everything in the main, but even if Shameless recalls back home, Power should win the fight. Oh, the force fields, though. The force fields! Oh my god. Shameless, he gets away with this. He depowers everything. And he can recall, and Power, he doesn't achieve anything with his army. The force fields are too good. Power turns back around. He has to repower everything as well. There's the recall. Better moves from Shameless, even though Power's been ahead in army supply for this entire time, with this entire base trade. Shameless, he's recovering. He's in this. He's in this game. And again, Shameless, he can't win a head-on fight, but he hasn't given Power that head-on fight. Despite that, GG gets called. He taps out, and Power will take it. I mean, Power, he was still ahead in the economy, still ahead in the army, and Power ties it up. GG. Whew. It was impressive. I was very impressed with Shameless. I do think that Shameless had a chance. I do think that, I mean, it was an uphill battle, 100%, but I do think that Shameless could have potentially have won that game. He would have had to have fought tooth and nail for it, and potentially Shameless, he ran out of patience towards the end, but I think he could have done it. He could have done so if he was able to just fall back and just keep going for those like counterattack maneuvers, the guerrilla tactics. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. Whew, I think Shameless, again, I think he thought he was further behind than he was. The probe counts were neck and neck. I think Shameless thought that he was further behind, and the army supplies are neck and neck as well. Yeah, Shameless, he's checking the replay. He's checking the replay, he didn't know. GG. GG, well played. With that, we do end up with a tied up series, and we're now getting ready here for our next match. Ooh. Oh my god. We're getting ready for our next match. Up next is going to be Strange versus Nikic. Oh. Let's go.